Hi guys, Ree here from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to my channel and a video I haven't done in a really long time, but I've had requests, and a monthly favourites for July 2024. How on earth are we already halfway through the year? It's blowing my mind. So diving right in with some of my favourites, we're going to start with some household bits and pieces and then go through some current favourite habits, clothing, health and beauty, food and drink, and entertainment. So the first little household and organisation favourite that I've got are these tiny little clips. But honestly, these things have been game changing. So I've bought these from more of a branded company before, but this particular set, I had absolutely loads in the box. I needed them for my desk. They are like little cable tidy hook things, can you see? And they're so simple. You just peel off the back and then there's adhesive on there and you just stick it straight on wherever you want. And then once that's dried, it just like tidies little cables away so that if you've got cables next to your bedside table for things like chargers, then the cables aren't falling down the side and getting lost. I originally bought them to tidy up the cables on my desk, which we'll get to in a second, but I've been using them all over the house and just loving them. Like, we've got these sockets in the kitchen and we've always got cables hanging out from those, so my husband or the children or whatever can charge their devices, and it's just a wire coming directly out of a USB out of the wall, and they always dangled on the floor and absolutely did my head in, because then the kitchen stool would sort of get caught on them, people would step on them. It was frying my brain. But I've now attached some of these under the breakfast bar and the cables are tidy. And it might sound like such a small thing, but these things make me happy, because since I have been diagnosed with ADHD, I realise these little annoyances I find really distracting, and they sometimes are enough to distract me from what I should actually be doing in life. So if I can find little solutions like this to little seemingly insignificant problems, then I'm less likely to get distracted and actually more likely to do what I'm really supposed to be doing. My next house and home organisation kind of things that have been in my favourites have got to be my walking pad and desk setup. So I wasn't quite sure when I bought the walking pad and the desk setup how well it would work. But if you saw my video about walking over 100 miles on my walking pad in 30 days, you will know there were some massive changes and it's made such a difference to me. So I'm not going to go into full detail all about it here and now, because you can go and watch that video. But in short, it has really helped me be more productive with ADHD. It's helped me stay more focused. And obviously it's helped me get my steps in, which is kind of moving on to one of the healthy habits we'll talk about in a little bit. But the walking pad and my sit-stand desk, please, if you're interested at all in changing your working setup, either from home or in an office, go and watch that video and show it to your boss, and hopefully it will persuade them that it is definitely something worth investing in. My next home item that's been one of my favourites is the silk pillowcase. It's from the same company that I get my scrunchies and things, which we'll get to later in this video. But it's just a really nice thing to have next to your skin when you're sleeping. The girls had a lilac one for Zara and a pink one for Bella for their, I think it was part of Christmas, or was it part of their birthdays? I can't remember. They had some kind of, the Christmas and birthdays all merged into one, all around the same time. But they love theirs. And it might even be something that if we're traveling away that I pack for them, because it's kind of like a home comfort then. And when we're going somewhere new, and bear in mind my children have autism, and sometimes going new places can feel a little disruptive, and new smells, new textures and things like that can be challenging when going to sleep. So perhaps I will get some extra silk pillowcases to pack for when we're going away. It had occurred to me that when we go on Disney trips, they seem to fall asleep quite quickly now. But then what else occurred to me was when we go on Disney trips, we're going to places that have the same type of bedding that have a similar kind of feel. So when we go from kind of cruise to cruise, or we go to the resorts, whatever, everything sort of smells the same and the bedding will feel the same. So maybe I was thinking that's why they didn't have that struggle when we go and stay in Disney. Again, with Premier Inns, when we go to a Premier Inn, they all feel quite similar to one another, and then perhaps they settle a bit quicker. But if we're going to newer hotels, because we did stay in one place that we haven't stayed before, and one of the children especially really struggled to settle to sleep. So I am thinking of getting some more of these to pack, just so that they have like a creature comfort from home. The other thing, of course, I could just do is just pack a normal pillowcase that smells like the rest of my washing, and that might in itself be worthwhile when traveling with children with autism. Speaking of smells, I'm really into these at the moment from Sainsbury's. They're pink blossom scent boosters, and they just kind of get sprinkled into the machine. They smell great, and they are a little bit cheaper than the branded alternatives, so I found, so I'm kind of into those at the moment. Moving on to some habits. Now, one of the habits obviously is getting in a lot more steps. So using my walking pad, I've been getting in so many more steps. I've been doing a lot more walking to school because thank goodness the weather has been better. June was pretty appalling. Now we're in July. It seems less rainy, so I have been walking back and forth school a lot more, which is great. So just feeling so much better by getting more movement into my day. I feel more energized. I feel better in my body. It's generally, if you can't fit in any other exercise, get your steps in, either outside or on a walking pad or indoor treadmill. It's been absolutely game-changing for me. It really, really has. I have always loved the idea of being a runner. In reality, I hate running, and unless someone is chasing me, I don't see the point in it. I'm going to be honest. At the age of 40, the ripe old age of 40, I have given up my hopes of ever becoming a runner. It's just not for me. But getting my steps in is just something that works for me. I feel that I am not putting as much pressure on my joints. I don't need to go and have a shower the second I finished, whereas I would feel like I'd have to go and wash my hair and everything if I'd been for a run, because I would just be really sweaty, disgusting. So getting my steps in, it is a habit I'll definitely be sticking with. It's been one of my favourites in July, and for the last few months for that matter. Another habit I've been doing a lot of dance workouts with a YouTube channel called The Fitness Marshal, and loving them. They're just so much fun. It's Caleb Marshall and then two girls, Hayley and Andrea, I think, in the background, and they are so funny together. The songs are great, the choreography is great. It's just a really fun, easy workout to do and to kind of slot into your day. So if you are looking for like really fun dance workouts to do, check out The Fitness Marshal. Another habit that I have done on and off over the years, but I'm really into doing at the moment, which is booking grocery delivery slots a month at a time. It really stops that kind of last minute, like, oh, I need groceries and I haven't managed to book a slot and I can't get the right slot. At the end of 1 month, I'm booking for the following entirety of the month, and I'm booking it at a set time, which is generally the same time every week, just for ease. And then I know I've got those groceries, so I'm adding just £40 worth of basics to my basket, checking that out, putting it in my diary, and then putting a reminder to do the proper basket and amend the order as it should be the night before, along with my meal planning. Another habit I've been doing for the last few months actually is planning ahead for the entire month. If you've been around here for a while, you'd be familiar with my Organised Life and Gratitude Planner, which is where I plan ahead for my weeks. And on a Sunday, sometimes a Saturday, but generally a Sunday, I will look at the week ahead at a glance, do my meal planning, and then prioritise my list for the week and pick out my most important tasks I'm going to do each day. And then each day I list out my top priorities again. I've got my to-do list. I've got the meal that we're doing for that day, 30-minute slots for planning out the day, my gratitude list, and my brain dump. Doing this kind of brain dumping has been really game-changing for me, because I think what I've now come to realise is ADHD. I think since being diagnosed, I'm just looking at my whole life going, oh, that thing I do is because of ADHD. Oh, that thing I do is because of ADHD. And I'm just sort of looking at everything I do through a slightly different lens. But I have a massive tendency to want to go off on a lot of side quests. I think that's what they're called in the ADHD community, where I'm like, oh yeah, I've just remembered I need to order the thing for school, or oh, I've just remembered I need to redesign my website or whatever. These ideas will pop into my head that I feel like I need to do urgently and quite immediately before I forget them, and they float away from my head forever. But I've been just jotting them down in there, and then I feel like they're captured somewhere, the ideas are not gone, and I can stay on task a little bit more. But on top of my Organised Life and Gratitude Planner, which you can purchase from my planner store, The last few months, I've also been using my organised year planner, which is new within the last few months. So in my organised year planner, it's month by month planning for 12 months. And I've got a place to look at all the things I'm grateful for, all the things I achieved in the previous month, and reflect on how the month went. I've got a place to look back at everything that went well and challenges I faced in different areas of my life. Then I look ahead at the month coming up, seeing what I want to achieve from that month, what I'd like to be celebrating at the end of the month, things that might get in the way of what I'd actually like to achieve, and how I'll actually feel if I can get these things done. Then I break down my month into goals for the month. I look at habits that I want to stop doing, do less of, keep doing, do more of, or start doing. And then I've got my to-do list for the whole month, which again is an Eisenhower matrix where I've got things that are urgent, important, not important, important but not urgent, and not urgent, not important. Those things I just won't end up doing at all that month. And I've got a place to summarise the month ahead and some notes pages for the month. So once a month, I am sitting down and doing this, and it's really been game changing. I've actually been doing it live quite a few times over in my Patreon. We've been having little Patreon planning parties. So if you're in my Patreon, let me know if you want to do some more of those. If you're interested in hanging out with me in my Patreon, get early release videos and exclusive lives, things like the planning party. So I will put all the details for that on screen and down below. But yeah, back to the habit. Once a month sitting and planning out my month, then once a week sitting and planning out my week, honestly changed the game. I can't tell you. I mean, it's been life-changing. I know that sounds dramatic, but it has. It's really minimized any kind of last minute, oh, I haven't got this, panics, or, it's just an opportunity to sit and look ahead at what we need for the week, what we need for the week after, birthdays coming up, certain homework projects, when your children have to make a volcano or some fun project that the teachers decide to give you. The act of sitting and looking ahead actually saves so much time. You'd think you're losing time by sitting and doing the planning, but you're saving so much time in the long run. Game-changing habit. On to some clothing favourites. Now, I've not been dropping out of mainly activewear, largely because I am being more active, I suppose. I'm walking back and forth to school, but I'm also walking at my desk. So on not boiling hot days, I've basically been in the leggings that I found on Amazon that are basically dupes for Lululemon. If you saw my video a little while ago where I did a comparison between some Amazon and some Lululemon options for activewear, leggings, that kind of thing. I've mostly been loving the leggings. They feel so great on. My favourites are the ones with pockets. So I have got some without pockets, but I whenever the ones with pockets are clean, I will reach for those first. I've got them in a few colours. They wash really well. I'm obsessed. So these leggings are my absolute favourite at the moment, although I have ordered some leggings from Popflex. They had a little 24-hour sale. Cassie from Blog Lattes owns the brand, and her stuff keeps popping up on my feed absolutely everywhere. The leggings look great. They have got pockets. They look super comfy. They look like they've got everything that the leggings I've already got have, but they have no front seam. So it's supposed to be anti-camel toe, no front seam, more comfortable. So I will feedback and let you know when those arrive to see if they really are that much better than the ones I've already got that are my current absolute favourites. I'm also, clothing favourite wise, kind of shying away from any real bras with underwire these days. I'm either wearing the sports bra type tops that I've had for a while, but are this same make as the leggings I love. I will link everything I'm talking about down below in a blog post with pictures so that you can find everything you're looking for if there is something specific you're looking for. In fact, I have got one of those sports bras underneath this top I'm wearing now, and when I start walking and working, if I am a bit warm, I will take this over the top off. But the sports bra tops, I'm wearing those most days. On the days I'm not wearing sports bra tops, I'm wearing the Primark bras that I bought that are just super, super comfy. They give a really nice shape. I think they're £6 or maybe £7 for 2 bras. They're a really good price. So I'm basically wearing either a sports bra or one of those Primark bras. The other tops I'm wearing quite a lot are the workout tops that I bought in a haul. I've got those in a few different colours. They've got built-in bras. I'm absolutely obsessed with those. And the shorts that I kept from that haul, I've now got those in 3 different colours, the same style, and I love them. So if it's a warmer day, then I'm kind of wearing those. So most days now, I'm kind of in the athleisure kind of stuff. And that way I'm super comfy working from home, whether I'm sitting and working or standing and working. And the shoes I'm barely dropping out of are my Skechers, to be honest, which are the same ones that we wore to Florida. They're so comfy. We walked all around Florida in them. And when it comes to going on our cruise in August on the Disney Dream, I think I'm mostly going to wear Skechers again, actually, because there is a lot of walking when we do the Disney cruise. I mean, you can have a chilled out cruise if that's something that you want to do. My children like to do the running all over the ship and I'm running after them kind of cruise. So if you are interested in following along those adventures, make sure you check out my Mummy of Four Does Disney channel. On to some health and beauty. From the same company as the silk pillowcase, I've been loving these scrunchies for quite some time. I'm finding putting my hair up in a scrunchie doesn't leave so much of a dent when I've put it up in a ponytail and then I want to take it back down. But the other thing I've been doing is tying up my hair at night. So I've been either putting a pony or a bun if I'm not curling my hair. We'll get to that in a second. But we'll either put my hair in a ponytail or a bun. And I'm finding my hair is staying kind of nicer, kind of neater, and it's not so wild in the morning if I just tie it up. So in the days, I'm using these smaller scrunchies, which you can generally see. I've normally got one on my wrist, ready to tie my hair up. But these bigger pillow scrunchies, this is a Bridgerton specific one. I've also got a Disney Princess one somewhere, but I'm loving these for tying up my hair at night. And I am finding it's keeping my hair a little nicer. Now, sometimes, but not all the time, I am still going to bed with my hair in the curler. This is the heatless curl set that I've been using. I am still loving it. I'm not doing it every night at the moment because, to be honest, when it is warmer especially, and especially when I'm working out, my hair's been up in a ponytail more, but I am still loving my heatless curling method. The other kind of beauty habit, I guess it's sort of in between the two that I've been doing, is I've stopped straightening my fringe so much. So my fringe, I would sort of pin back to wash my face and it would be all over the place. But I've taken to, rather than straightening it now, just taking my hairdryer and a curling brush, like a round brush, and just blow drying it again, even though it's not wet. And that seems to put it back in place. I've been doing that lately and found my fringe has been a lot better. It's not felt as greasy as quickly. And it's, I don't know, sometimes when you straighten your fringe, it can either go too bouncy or too straight. And I'm finding this more of a happy medium. Makeup wise, I tried out some new bits in a recent weekly vlog, including this Unreal Skin tint from Charlotte Tilbury. And I've got to say, I am loving it. It's really very radiant, and I was a little worried initially that it was going to be too radiant. It is not the same as the Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I've had before, and the kind of marketing from it, and let's face it, Charlotte Tilbury's marketing is always gorgeous. I just want everything that she makes, but the way it's marketed is something you can do with your fingers. I do largely just apply it straight from the stick and then rub it in with my fingers. I sometimes do blend it out a little bit with a brush. I've also been loving these lip and cheek glows, also from Charlotte Tilbury. The Pillow Talk Colour of Dreams I had for ages and I kind of forgot about until she launched this new colour, which is the Beautiful Skin Island Glow Beach Peach Glow. And I've been using both of them now since buying the Beach Peach Glow. I've been using them interchangeably. They're not quite as long lasting as the wands, the Pillow Talk, which ones have I got? I also love the Beauty Blush ones and the Beauty Light ones. They're not quite as long lasting as that, but they're really good, like top up on the go, in your handbag, but also quite kind of lightweight feeling makeup. So I have been using the Unreal Skin tint and the lip and cheek glow. In fact, today I've got the Beach Peach Glow on. I'm not using it as much on my lips, to be honest. I'm preferring just to use normal lip products, and I am adding a little bit of concealer and a little bit of powder down the center of my face to take off some of the shine. But for like easy, quick 5-minute summer makeup, I am loving these. As I wasn't sure initially, I was like, is it going to be too glowy? Am I going to look like the Tin Man? But I am loving it. Nails wise, I am still having I think they call it Builder Gel, done in a salon, normally every 3 to 4 weeks, although last time my fingers were a bit wild and they went 6 weeks. But I'm just liking them kind of short, kind of natural and healthy looking. Those are my own nails with Builder Gel over the top. I have given up attempting to do my own nails at home because I just make a right old mess of it. But now going to a salon and kind of taking that time for myself, I am finding my nails are so much stronger, and they, 6 weeks was a bit long to go without having them done because the polish was halfway up my fingers, but my nails were crazy strong and I am just really pleased that I've kind of persevered, because my natural nails are kind of bendy and peely like a baby's. The other thing I found that really, really helps to stop myself picking, because if there's like a little bit of skin and it is sticking out, I just want to pick it. I've got a set of these and they smell really nice. They are oil pens, and you give it like a little twist and it kind of spits some oil out the top. And you just paint it around your cuticles and it smells nice. And just like, I don't know if you can see, just there, that's starting to go a bit picky. If I put that on it, it softens it. And then I'm trying to, if there is a bit of skin sticking up, snip it rather than pick it. But my nails are staying so much nicer just having one of these in my handbag and just remembering to apply it. I know you can just get bottles of nail oil, but I am loving this clicky pen. It came in a set of quite a lot of them, and I will link these as well as everything else in that blog post. Food and drink wise, I am a little bit of a self-confessed chocoholic, but I've realised something about myself, that I have to treat chocolate a little bit like alcohol, in that I'm kind of all right to have it in moderation after I've had a meal. Whereas if I have it on an empty stomach, it does weird things to my body. I don't know why it does, but it seems to. It seems like if I have sweets and chocolate too early in the day and I haven't had enough of a stodgy meal or enough protein, then I kind of get a bit of a sugar crash, and then just really, really wanting more sugar very, very quickly, and I feel really quite rubbish. So I have been finding amazing compromises. I'm absolutely loving these grenade Oreo bars. I know some protein bars can taste a bit grim, and I've got to say, I bought the raspberry versions. Was it of these? Were they the grenade ones? And I liked the other flavors, so I bought the box of the raspberry ones, and they were horrible. They had a really nasty aftertaste. But this Oreo one, I can't even tell you how yummy it is, and it does keep me fuller for longer if I want a snack. So I'm buying those just by the box and putting them in the cupboard, and I'm having, one a day or one every couple of days. The other things I'm absolutely loving are these bounce bars. They come in, I think, 3 different flavors. So I've got a hazelnut. Is it praline or praline? I don't know how to say it. I'm 40 years old. I don't know how to say that. And also a choc brownie flavor. There is another flavor which is kind of similar, but these are just like giant truffles, and I adore them. They satisfy my craving for chocolate while also keeping my tummy fuller for longer, so that I can keep going and walking and working and doing everything that I should be doing until it's time for lunch. Perfect snack for me. I'm kind of obsessed. The other thing we're kind of obsessed with as a household at the moment is sorbet. So the weather's lovely. Sorbet is like a lovely light dessert. I managed to get a raspberry sorbet from Sainsbury's, which is delicious. And then I picked up some other sorbets in M&S Food Hall, because I went online and you can't get sorbet everywhere, and you certainly can't get lots of flavours. So I got the lemon, the mango, and the raspberry in M&S. I've got to say, the raspberry in Sainsbury's is a little bit cheaper and just as nice. The mango in M&S, I liked. Not all of the children were that fussed. The lemon was very tangy, very, very yummy. I think the favourite for everyone actually has been the raspberry sorbet. The other kind of summer dessert I'm really, really into at the moment are the little mini twister lollies, which are insanely good. They are like, if you're counting calories, 39 calories or something, which is just nothing. And they're so delicious, and they're refreshing, and they're yummy. So I'm kind of obsessed with those as well at the moment. The other thing I'm absolutely loving are the Trip drinks, which have got CBD in them. I have tried all of the flavours, and I've got to say, I'm really not keen on most of them. One of them's something in mint, and it was just far too minty. One of them's something in cucumber. Didn't like that one. But the peach one, it's amazing. I'm putting one of those drinks in a wine glass of an evening. When it's a school night and you want to relax, you want to chill out, but you don't want to have any alcohol because you don't want to have a fuzzy head the next day, because you've got to get up and work and take the children and do all the things. Well, one of those peach trip drinks in a wine glass is just chef's kiss. I'm loving it. I'm obsessed. Moving on to entertainment and books I've been loving. Now, mostly I consume books via Audible. I don't actually sit and read much. Now, this one I did finish in a couple of days on Audible. I've actually got a hard copy as well. And it's I'm going to say flipping, because I don't swear on this channel in case you've got your babies watching with you. You Are a Flipping Success by Noor Hibbert. And Noor also happens to be my business coach. I'm in her business coaching program. This book, I've got to say, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's kind of like when manifestation and woo-woo meets practical tips to improve your life, okay? Now, I told my husband to listen to this on Audible. I put it on his phone and I said, listen to that book. And I kind of thought he would think it was too woo-woo. I really did, because if you know Daddy of Four, if you've seen him on the channel, he's like, there's black and white, there is no in between, you know? He's not as open to anything that he can't see and touch with his hand that he can't understand as maybe I am. However, he loved this book. He did not sit and read it. He listened to it on Audible like I normally do. I've actually got the paper copy because I have been highlighting some bits in it as well. But I would personally get the download on Audible, get the paper copy by all means, if you so wish. But if you want to get it on Audible, you can get a free first book, any book actually, if you use the link mummyof4.com/audible. That will get you a free copy of the book. And even if you don't choose to stay on and take on a membership with Audible, then that will be free. So you can grab that for free. That's my recommendation. I absolutely love it. It's been game changing. And the fact that it really spoke to my husband as well, and he finished it in just a few days, really blew my mind. The other book I've really been enjoying on Audible, I've not quite finished yet, I have been really enjoying, is Reclaiming You. It's written by a therapist, and I think might even do a whole podcast episode on both of those books actually, plus some other books. Let me know if over on the Real Talk with Ree podcast you'd like to hear some takeaways from books, kind of podcast episodes. I've been thinking about doing that, but there have been so many takeaways from this book, from the Reclaiming You, which is kind of lessons from therapy book. Then let me know if you want to hear / see those podcast / video podcast episodes, and make sure you subscribed over on the Real Talk with Ree podcast channel. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to carry on doing podcast episodes over the summer or if there's going to be a little hiatus, but there's plenty on there to catch up with, and just make sure you subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on over there. Generally, I'm putting the videos out, the video podcast episodes on Monday mornings, and the audio podcast to go with it too, so you've got something to start off your week and we can hang out together. The other books I have read actually are the Bridgerton series, because I've been loving, we're going to get to TV, obviously Bridgerton. If you haven't got time to watch all of the Bridgerton series, there is a girl on YouTube, and I will link her videos, that's done amazing videos where she's just explained all of the plot of the Bridgerton books. She's like, I read however many millions of pages of Bridgerton, so you don't have to. And her videos are so entertaining. They're so easy to listen to. So I really enjoyed those. So even though I've actually read most of the Bridgerton books rather than listen to them on my iPad, because if I am reading generally, I very rarely purchase actual books. I normally read them on my iPad, and I can highlight, and I've also got them with me on my iPad or my phone. So I've mostly read the Bridgerton books on my iPad as my attempt to, I guess that should have been one of my habits I included actually, attempt to switch off my brain a little bit by reading fiction before bed, so that I am winding down and switching off. I find if I read kind of inspirational business books before bed or listen to them, I'm a bit too like, oh, I've got an idea, and I don't want to go to sleep. Whereas reading a few pages of something like Bridgerton it's such a lovely switch off. So loved all the Bridgerton books, but if you can't be bothered to read all of them, then you can either get them on Audible, you can get one of them at least using that link, or check out the videos that I will put those inside the blog post with the links to everything as well. TV wise, now it was a little bit ago, but since my last favourites video, we watched all of Married at First Sight. We watched the last UK series, and there was Married at First Sight Australia, which my husband and I sat and watched together. I always find the psychology of things fascinating, and I did an A-level in psychology. I wish I'd done a psychology degree rather than a business studies degree, but I just found it fascinating, and there was so much in there that it just sparked really interesting conversations. However, we did start watching, what was the other one called? Love Triangle. We started watching Love Triangle, and in the end, my husband's like, I can't watch this anymore, it's cruel, because they had a couple that they'd set up, and then originally someone had to pick between two people, and then the one that they picked moved in with them. And then everything was going really well, and they like took that one person out and they put someone else in. He's like, I can't watch this anymore, it's too cruel. So we didn't finish watching that. Did anyone else finish watching Love Triangle, or was it just too cruel to watch? I don't know. So obviously I've watched Bridgerton. Obviously, I've actually rewatched all of Bridgerton and The Queen Charlotte, which I loved. It's just so beautiful. The costumes, the music. Obsessed, absolutely obsessed. I've always loved everything Shonda Rhimes has done. Shonda Rhimes is the maker of Grey's Anatomy, which there's actually a new series of that, and I watched like one episode. I wasn't as in love with it as I used to be with Grey's. Should I go back to it and give it another go? I don't know. Grey's Anatomy's fans, let me know. Perhaps I should go back to Grey's, but definitely old school Grey's I loved. Scandal, made by Shonda Rhimes, another one of my favourite shows of all time. So anyway, Bridgerton, made by Shonda Land of Shonda Rhimes. I think that's Shonda Rhimes' company. Loved that. And the non-Bridgerton things we've been enjoying. Girls 5 Ever we're halfway through watching on Netflix, which is like a girl band from the 90s and they're making a comeback. It's just been really funny. And one of the girls in it is Sarah Bareilles, as in the singer of You're Gonna Write Me a Love Song. I don't know, it might just be called Love Song, but I'm gonna write you a love song. She was also in, or did she write the music for Waitress, which is apparently amazing, but I haven't seen it. We've been absolutely loving the new series of Trying on Apple TV+. It's on their 3rd season, I think. It's such an amazing show. It's really funny, like quite close to the knuckle humour. Very, very funny, but very heartwarming. Also very sad in some parts. It's about a couple in season 1 who are trying to conceive, hence the name Trying, and then they go down the adoption route and it's just following their family's journey. But such a beautiful series. You have to watch that. And then the other one we've been enjoying is really light-hearted. It's not like Grey's Anatomy. It's a little bit more suspend disbelief, and it's 911. But if you're searching for it on Disney Plus, you generally have to write 9-1-1 if you're searching for it on TV shows and things, because it doesn't always come up if you just write 911. So it's 9-1-1. And yeah, I love that show as well. We've been watching that. My husband and myself have been watching that. A ridiculous amount of things happen to them. Suspend disbelief, but enjoy it. And then the other one that I've watched, my husband didn't watch, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, and thoroughly enjoyed that. All about the season where the girls, even if they've cheered for the Dallas Cowboys before, which is a massive football team in America apparently, they have to try out again every year, and it just takes you everything through tryouts and how hard they work and behind the scenes. And as kind of someone that danced growing up, I just found the whole thing fascinating. So I really enjoyed that. That was like a really nice, easy watch. What have been your favourite things in July? Let me know in the comments. And more importantly, let me know if you want to see more of these favourites videos. Do you want to see them as monthly favourites, or maybe just quarterly favourites, or these videos do not really, I don't know, let me know in the comments. Just let me know if you want to see more of them and how often. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do those YouTubey things, check out my latest video or another video you may enjoy on screen, or check out my Patreon for some early release content and hang out behind the scenes with me. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.